Jen, hello, co-host here. And today is the June 12th. It actually ends up falling on a couple of other things we wanted to mention that we shouldn't go without saying, that today is 53 years of Loving Day, also 4 years.
Yes. Yay for Loving Day.
Yay for Loving Day. And then,
4 years tragically since Pulse in Orlando, and the unfortunate news coming out today of 2 more trans Black women who've been lost. So just putting that out there, like, it's a mix of joy and the current, feelings that we're having to do this show, and we didn't want to go without saying and mentioning, giving space to those things. Again, my name is Jan. I'm co-host for this evening. We're throughout the show, as we have artists and organizations, we're going to be using the chat, so that we'll put that information in the chat so you can see links to resources, performers, where you can follow performers, where you can follow the organizations, and then we'll be following that up. If you can't find it in the chat, or if you are watching it currently, hello everyone that is watching on our YouTube live stream, we will be putting it in a follow-up email probably Monday or so that you can have all that information. So we'll add stuff there. If there's anything that people feel relevant that you want to add in, or something that you think should be mentioned, you can add that to the chat as we go as well, and we will try to add that to the email as we can as well. So we just want to thank you for being here and sharing this space with us tonight, raising money for these great funds, supporting these performers, and as Marsha P. Johnson said, there's no pride for some of us without liberation for all of us. So supporting everybody in this current moment and going forward, continuing the work going forward.
Thank you. Yeah, and I'm Rada. I am another of the co-hosts, and I'm also kind of your tech support for the evening. So I'm going to run through a few less emotional and more technical items real quick. Encourage you, as always, to use the chat. You can message us directly. If you have any issues, message mine. It says Rada Host on it, and it's got stars and everything. You can also message each other. We definitely encourage folks to make friends, flirt with that person who has a really good virtual background. I'm loving this rainbow, by the way.
Yeah, we have had love connections through
quarantine
before.
We have. So. It's happened. There's no reason it can't happen tonight. And regardless, you should definitely check the chat, because like we said, we're going to be sharing resources. And if you have anything else that you want to share with the group, absolutely do. I think she already said that. We're not that into muting people on this show. We will if we have to. But we really encourage you to self-manage on that. So if there's noise, if you're having conversations, like, mute yourself, and, be a grown-up about that. We're taking precautions to avoid bombers. Zoom bombers have heated up a little bit in these universally heated up times. And so we're being a little bit extra vigilant, requiring a few different things to try and keep them from doing stuff like that. So far, I recognize pretty much all these names, so we're good. If anybody, that being said, if anything happens, if anybody messages you with anything that makes you feel at all uncomfortable, please, please, please let me know. I will bounce them immediately. We're doing everything we can to try and make this a safe, happy space. And Jan and I are not people of a lot of rules, but our one rule is that when we host, you are not allowed to make anyone else feel unsafe. That's the one rule of the house. So don't be an asshole, and let us know if somebody's being an asshole. We also do have closed captions that you can turn on. So in the bottom of your screen, there's a little CC button. So if you like myself, have any hearing impairment or issues, you can absolutely, or if you just want to pretend you're watching Netflix, you can turn on the closed captions. And the last thing that I'll say about the muting is part of why we really love folks to be unmuted is because a lot of the performers are going to be funny or they're going to be amazing and they're going to be amazing. And they like to be able to hear your responses. It's not super fun to do comedy to a quiet audience. So be off mute, let us hear you, be in the room. I think those are all of my announcements, except for that I want to just also welcome our third co-host, Sonal. Why don't you come off mute and say,
Hey, hello everyone. I'm really excited about the work that we're doing. I don't know about y'all, but I'm very nervous to go out and protest. I'm staying with my dad right now, and he's immunocompromised. And this is really inspiring, the collaborative work that's been happening to get organized and to get resources to people who know how to actually put feelings into action. So that's what we're here for, and I'm so happy to be here with y'all.
yeah. The other thing that I am responsible for telling you about is our fundraising. So we we have made this into a fundraising event. Usually, we're just raising money for the performers. This time, in addition, we're also raising money for a few awesome organizations. And what we have done is we have set up a match fund. So a very small handful of about 8 people contributed sizable donations of multiple $100s. And so, due to their generosity of just a few people, we have a match fund of $3,000. And
Woo!
so, all of the donations today, up to $3,000, will be doubled, thanks to those folks being generous. And as it happens, the donations have already started really rolling in. And I would like to start by giving a little share of where we're at with that amount right now. So drum roll, please.
Yay.
We are currently already, just from tonight,
Oh, what?
at $900.
Whoa.
So we are well on our way to matching that 3,000. So in addition to the 3,000 that we raised before today we are at 900. So please, we can do this. At this rate. We're going to blow it out of the water. So really consider donating. These are really awesome organizations. Throughout the show, we're going to share some more detail about the 4 organizations that the money is going to. But I've got a Venmo QR code up on the screen here. You can do it at Rada-Jovovich. And we're going to hit this number. And throughout the show, I'll keep updating this little thermometer here so that we can just watch all of the good that your generosity is going to do.
And don't be afraid, if someone is not here, they're still welcome to donate. So feel free to share it, say, hey, come give your money here, and they can watch the show later, or just give the money, and that's great.
Yeah.
So,
and thank you for those of you who already have done part of that 3,000 or part of that 900. You're amazing. Thank you. This is already kind of beating our expectations, and I'm really honored by that. So thank you.
Yeah, just to give you guys some context, last week, I don't know what's happening in your worlds, but a lot of comedy and show stuff has been getting canceled because a lot is, it's just a very intense time. And last week, Radha and Jan were on the verge of canceling the show. And then it was like, well, what if we redirect the energy into fundraising for Black Lives Matter? And now we're at almost $4,000.
Yeah.
So,
how about that?
woo!
Well, thank you everyone for your generosity to keep that going.
Yeah, and I'm going to give a special thank you to Sonal because she very gently was like, but what if we don't cancel it? And we didn't, and here we are. So that's really awesome. So thank you.
Yeah, I don't know about y'all. I mean, I need this.
Yeah.
I need this. And yeah, jazz hands, if you're like, yes, I need this. I need a little joy blast. Joy is the resistance. And yeah, if you don't want to unmute yourself, please, you can jazz hands like a mofo. See that? Oh, I edited. Yeah.
So what I'm going to do really quick before we go into the next section here is we're going to do a little roll call for the different performers. I know there's 1 or 2 who are off like getting ready and doing things, but for the folks who are here, I'm going to spotlight you for a minute. And if I can figure out how to do that. So I'm going to start. Our first act is going to be the one, the only, Tribble.
Woo!
And so each performer, the question, we're going to have you say hi, and the question that you're going to answer is, what has
What's the best thing you've watched in
yes,
quarantine?
thank you. What is the best thing that you've watched during quarantine?
I don't know, because I've watched BoJack Horseman for the 12th time.
Yes.
That counts.
Yeah.
And so that's probably gonna be it.
Exactly. It didn't have to be new, just something that you loved watching. Great.
Amazing.
BoJack Horseman.
Thank you. And up next will be Peter Kim.
Ah!
Hello.
We are not going in the right order, and I apologize.
What's the best thing you've watched all quarantine, PK?
Best thing I've watched in quarantine. I've been watching, this is kind of crazy, but I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos on the rise of China.
Oh.
And I'm Korean, and everything I assumed about China has been correct. So it's very cool to see like this empire that's lasted. You know, I'm a history buff, so I've been diving into that.
Amazing. Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah.
Masala, will you come on video so you can say hi? Or are you elsewhere getting ready? Did we lose you?
They might be getting ready.
Okay, that's fine. We're not.
Hi, Jan, and Rana, and everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Happy.
Okay, so
Oh, wait. I
the
don't know
next
if I can-
person I'm going to have say hello and what is the best thing you've been watching is KJ.
Hello. Okay. The best thing I too have rewatched BoJack Horseman, and but the best thing I've seen that I actually really liked and saw for the first time was Sorry to Bother You, the movie.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
I just saw that. I loved that film.
Amazing.
Cool.
And I believe that Colin is elsewhere getting ready, so I'm going to turn to Jace. Are you around and able to turn your video on for us? Yes. Hi,
Hello.
Jace.
Hi, everybody.
What have you been watching?
Oh, hip hop revolution.
Nice.
I think it's a hip hop evolution. I don't know. That's what I've been spending most of my time doing.
Nice.
Nice.
Awesome. And then I think the last person we have is actually Marvette, and Marvette is also, I believe, elsewhere getting ready.
Yeah.
So we're actually just gonna. Thank you, performers.
A fun fact about BoJack Horseman is one time Terry Gross interviewed the creator of BoJack Horseman on NPR, and hearing Terry Gross try to explain what BoJack Horseman is to the world was pretty entertaining unto itself. So.
I don't know if that's a fact. Like,
It's an opinion. A fun opinion. So now, okay, so all those performers are awesome. We're going to have an amazing show. We're going to have a lot of fun. And the thing is that this is in the context of a lot of really, really, really not fun stuff. And the funds that we're raising are to combat really, really not fun stuff. And so what we wanted to do next is we're going to share, sorry that I'm being slow. Where is it? Oh, yes. We're going to take a minute and I'm going to share a slide that has some names of folks who have been victims of police brutality and have lost their lives as a result. And what I'm going to invite us to do is we're going to take some turns. People can volunteer and just come off mute. And we're going to say their names because we have to keep saying their names and bringing them into the space and respecting the change that we need to see. And when we finish the list, we're going to take a moment of silence and pause. And then we're going to have fun. So with that, I will I'm going to invite you to start if you don't mind.
Sure. Rekia Boyd.
Becky Boyd.
Trayvon Martin.
Ayanna Stanley Jones.
Tony McDade.
Tommy Rice.
Bernicia McBride.
Elton Sterling.
Eric
Castillo.
Michael Brown.
Natasha McKenna.
Michael Brown.
Breonna Taylor.
Oscar Grant III.
Maud Aubrey.
Walter Scott.
Breonna Taylor.
Eric Garner.
Jamel Floyd.
Eric Harris.
Stefan
Sandra
Clark.
Bland.
Michael Brown.
Flynn.
George Floyd.
Corin Gaines.
Andrew Rice.
Terrence Crutcher.
Khalif Browder.
Charisse Francis.
Alton Sterling.
Oscar Grant III.
Corinne Gaines.
Philando Castile. I believe is how it's pronounced.
Senator Bland.
Michael Brown.
Tanisha Anderson.
Ahmaud Arbery.
Jamel Floyd.
Terrence Crutcher.
Breonna Taylor.
Tamir Rice.
Anisha McBride.
Tony McDade.
Have a moment. Thank you.
Yeah. So now that we've kind of had that moment, we want to just also take a moment to prepare and keep those names with us. But you can, where you are, kind of shake it out, get that energy out, release some energy, get ready to open space for joy, because while we carry these people with us, there's also room for joy in all this too, and this is kind of one of those events and moments that we allow joy in as well. So holding those names, holding those people with us, and forward as we do the work to kind of correct the wrongs and try to keep making this world better, just holding that space for joy. So just shake it out, sit, lie down, whatever you need, and get ready. And now we pass it to Sonal.
It's really incredible that we are experiencing so many pandemics, and those of us who have not been silenced, we have quite the duty to raise our voices up and uplift those around us. And and it's always hard to transition with these things, and the world of entertainment has also kind of like separated emotions up, and now is the time for us as artists to show up the best that we can. And I've been doing these kids concerts every Tuesday, and it feels like it's more for me than it is for the kids. And one of my kids asked me to sing this song from Zootopia. It's a Shakira song, and this has been, and emotions are really strange. Grief is a very elusive emotion, and it moves for people in different ways. And I've been crying watching the YouTube tutorial to play this song. So, I'm getting a little feedback there. That's nice. Well, it's like somebody needs to mute themselves, or I'll just keep going with this little echo chamber. If you guys want to sing along. Really strange grief. I messed up tonight. I lost another fight. I still mess up, but I'll just start again. I keep falling down. I keep on hitting the ground. I always get up now to see what's next. Birds don't just fly, they fall down and get up. That's my Shakira voice. Nobody learns without getting it wrong. I won't give up, no, I won't give in till I reach the end. Then I'll start again. No, I won't leave. I wanna try everything. I wanna try even though I could fail. Look how far you have come. You filled your heart with love. Baby, you've done enough. Take a deep breath. Don't beat yourself up. Don't need to run so fast. Sometimes we come last, but we did our best. I won't give up, no, I won't give in till I reach the end. Then I'll start again. No, I won't leave. I wanna try everything. I wanna try even though I could fail. Oh, 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 oh. Try everything. Oh, 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 oh. Try everything. Oh, 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 oh. Try everything. Oh, 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 oh. I'll keep on making those new mistakes. I'll keep on making them every day. Those new mistakes. Oh, 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 oh. Try everything. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh.
Try everything.
Oh, 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 oh. Oh, that's good. Good morning, Jeffrey, guys. I love you guys so much. And yeah, please lift your voice up, sing, climb every mountain. I don't, whatever.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Praise.
Stein says it right. Joy is a resistance. So thank you for that.
Joy is a resistance. Okay, so we're rolling. And I'm going to invite our next act up here. We've got this catfish extraordinaire. And honestly, like the only human that I would consider putting in the position of being funny at this point in this show. So I'm going to hand it over to the one, the only, Treble.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm excited. Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, so like it's a weird time to be doing comedy for sure. It's weird to be doing it on Zoom.
Yeah.
One thing I hate about Zoom is whenever people get on Zoom, they act like they've never used technology a day in their life. Mute yourself, we can hear your conversation. You know. But yeah, protests are still going on. It seems like much of the looting has stopped. So I'm asking that you drop your booster's number in the comments because I'm trying to buy some stolen goods. I know they got the discount. One thing that I've been taking part in is internet arguing. And just seeing how everybody is kind of on the same page. Like recently, I realized that pretty much everybody was mistaking the meaning of the acronym BIPOC, BIPOC. Everybody thought it meant bisexual people of color. And apparently it doesn't. But every time I would see BIPOC written on a tweet or something, I'd be like, why do the bisexuals have so many opinions? Are they feeling too ambiguous? I don't know. Black Lives Matter, hashtag. But I do feel bad for white people right now. Nobody likes you, and that sucks. It has to suck. White people even hate themselves right now, which is sad. It's really sad to watch. And life for white people has just gotten so tough over the last couple of months. Like when COVID started, white people were up in arms because the health department said that they have to wash their hands. Doing that anyway, but I guess if it takes a pandemic to enforce it, that's what we gotta do. White people were on Capitol Hills all over the country with guns because they had to wash their hands. Imagine that. And as soon as somebody told white people to wash their hands, all the hand sanitizer in America was suddenly sold. Like water works, water and soap still works. And now white people are getting a taste of police brutality for themselves. A lot of white people have been showing up to protests and getting shoved by the police, which sucks. It's funny to watch though, I gotta be honest. But I want to talk to white people right now. I want to play a game with y'all actually. So I'm going to ask you to tally some points because I think it's really important. A lot of white people have been checking on their black friends, and to be honest, it's annoying as hell. And I just want you to think critically before you start checking on your black friends, because I want you to understand if you have a black friend, or do you know some black people? Are they your friends, or do you just know some black people? So here it is. I want you to add up the points, and this will determine if you actually have black friends. 1 point if you have met your black friend's mama. All right. Another point if your black friend's mama has done at least one of the following things. If she's been to your house and cleaned it unprompted. Wild. Having a phone conversation about how dirty you are. Or if your black friend's mama has invited you to her house and let you sit on her good couch. And you get half a point if she let you come in at all. Black mamas don't like people in their house, you know. And if your black friend's mama remembers that you exist at all, you get a point for that.
Oh God.
Another point here is a very one that I know my white friends can attest. During a heated conversation with your black friend, have they ever said nigga while addressing you? You get a point for that. Just let you get a point. And while we're on the subject of the N-word, while listening to rap music with your black friend, do they turn and look at you when the word nigga comes up in the lyric? If they do, you're disqualified. No points. You don't have a black friend. The last question, this is worth double points. Does your black friend ever call you just to say hello? That's very important. If you don't think you have a black friend now, after that game, see me after. I'll have a sign-up sheet. It could be a white slave. That's the only way you can do it. Black people don't want to have to wonder if their white friends are racist, you know? And if they have to wonder if you're racist, you're not friends. But it is a fact that you can't be racist if you've been a slave. So sign up today to be a white slave. It's important to connect with black people right now about more than just police brutality, because although we are, upset, again, we're saddened, we're tired of racism, police brutality, systemic racism, we have our own personal struggles and triumphs that we want to talk about too. Like over the quarantine, my butt got so much bigger. I think I got 3 inches on the curve. I want to share that. Ask me about my booty when you call. Now is also not the time to be asking black people to reward you for going to a protest. That's low-key your human obligation. But if you want to be a real ally, here's some advice. Switch credit scores with a black person in need. Or, just make a payment on my student loans. I'm definitely tired of trying to convince me that I'm dead. I'm really tired of that. Not just racism though, anti-blackness is super real and it's prevalent among people of all races, A lot of people who haven't gotten on board with the Black Lives Matter movement often argue that we aren't concerned with black on black crime. And especially in Chicago. If you're from Chicago, you know that Chicago has an issue with violence, gun violence in particular. And if you're a person who thinks black on black crime should be more concerning, you need to educate yourself. Because it's a fact, there would be more black on white crime, but the CTA don't go to y'all neighborhoods. So we can't kill you. That sucks. But the real work, honestly, the real work of being anti-racist is informing yourself about the history of systemic racism. It's not just about not liking black people, it's about law to keep black people out of certain spaces and out of certain privilege. You got to be aware of all the ways that you carry bias toward ethnicities different from your own. And white people, you have to learn how to start enjoying seasoning, honestly. Put some pepper on your food for Black lives. That's all I got for y'all. Thank you.
I feel like we should open it for questions. Like, how many points are people losing right now, Tribble, if you're watching The Help and recommending that to your friends?
You are a lost cause. Parents go do $200.
Oh my God.
But if you've seen House Party or The Players Club,
we're gonna need help.
Jazz hands and clap.
There's so many better options.
Clap for 3-inch gain on the booty. That's you gotta drop a Medium article.
So we're gonna thank you, Tribs, for kicking that off. That's amazing. We FYI, if any of your friends are stressing out because the YouTube link is down, we're aware, we're fixing it. Very sorry. But the next thing that we're going to do is we're actually going to talk about the first organization that we are sending some of these funds to, which is called Reunion, which is an organization here in Chicago. We brought it up after Tribble because Tribble is a regular performer and participant in Reunion events. They're an art gallery, event space, and project incubator located in Chicago's Humboldt Park neighborhood that creates a collaborative and grounding environment for queer, POC, and women and femme-identified individuals in creative roles. So we've got the website up here on the screen, and you can send donations, not donations, but donations to @Rada-Jovich. And I also, for folks who are not Venmo friendly, I've also been posting the PayPal address, which is rada.jovich@gmail.com as well.
So,
whoever that is not muted. Awesome. So the next performer that we have is we're going to bring Masala up. Masala, are you ready?
Masala.
Hello.
Masala.
Yes.
Hi. How's everyone doing tonight?
Amazing.
Woo!
Yes.
All right. I'm ready when you guys are.
You are live. You are ready.
All right. Really get it going.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sonal. I'm sorry,
We totally just had a tiny little cameo from your husband. He went. So if anyone's wondering why Masala looks so good, this bitch has a husband that helps with makeup and hair. Get what? Help me. And can we please? I mean, it is such a. There are so many dimensions to celebrate here. You know what? Let's just get into it. Masala, take it away. You're so amazing, guys. Make some jazz hands and make some claps and woos for Masala Sapphire.
Nails, hair, hips, heels, ass, back.
Yes!
Yes!
Woo!
I'm a big deal. You, me, you, wish, you, hope, this,
Yes!
I don't dance, I work.
Work.
I strut, and then you got share. But I don't work for free. That's not the deal. Don't make it rain on me. I let you be. My nails, hair, hips, heels, nails, hair, hips,
Yes, yes.
nails, hair, hips, heels, nails, hair, hips,
Nails, hair, hips, heels, nails, hair, hips, heels, nails, hair, hips, heels, nails, hair, hips, heels.
That's all.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Amazing. Thank you.
Good.
Masala, that was amazing. Beautiful, and thank you. Will you do us a favor and tell us a little bit about Tricone?
So Tricone Chicago is a queer group in Chicagoland area. We do a lot of events like potlucks and J-Ho. J-Ho is a queer Bollywood dance party that we do every other month. Obviously, we're not doing any of those things right now, but we're looking into trying to start some Zoom parties and do a digital J-Ho soon. So maybe in July, you can look out for the digital J-Ho. But yeah, it's just like trying to find safe spaces for queer South Asians and their allies. You know, not everyone feels so safe at home. So just a place where you can be yourself.
Thank you. And
Yes.
I'm sorry for making you speak after you performed like that. That was amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yes, awesome. Give it up one more time for Masala.
All of the things. So much.
Yes, and I think our next performer that we have coming up, I'm really, really excited about. Up next, we have someone named KJ Whitehead. And KJ is an amazing performer who does storytelling, does comedy, runs the gamut, is a person. Right, KJ, to go ahead and take the stage.
Ah! Oh, hello, Waddy Wow Wow. My name is KJ Whitehead, and I'm in Chicago, Illinois. It's great to see you all.
Yay!
All right. Yeah, as I said, my name is KJ Whitehead. My pronoun, I am trans, transgender. For the cis-hets that I meet in the audience or whatever shows that I do, I like to explain to them that it just means that I feel like Queen Latifah, but I know I still look like and keep track. I don't remember that part of Avengers Endgame at all, but I assure you it's in there. War Machine, more like Fierce Machine. My pronouns are she, her, hers, so get it right or get the fuck out. Actually, inside your homes. For the love of God, there's still a pandemic. Don't go anywhere. All right. All right. I'm a little nervous. That's what happens to me and stuff. I want to share with you all is that before the whole pandemic happened, I actually got to see, I'm a huge comic book and superhero Marvel DC fan. And so I got to see the Joker movie. And before the pandemic happened. Now, I don't have, I have opinions about the Joker movie, but I will say the biggest takeaway I had was that, I see the future of white male comedians and it's not good. I mean, it took Second City just now to get that message, unfortunately. Lots of people get hurt, and Robert De Niro too. It's not a spoiler, by the way. I just want you all. The biggest thing right now, When it comes to that, and when it comes to the Joker, I actually like it. And as far as from a childhood, I just thought clowns were funny. So that's why I don't like Stephen King's It, because it is actually not a killer clown. It's an alien life form that takes the form of what you're most afraid of. So in the story of it just so happened to be Pennywise the murderous dancing clown. But I have had nightmares that it would show up late at night in my apartment and it would reveal itself to me as a Chicago police officer. I'm very afraid of the police, just so you all know. So, needless to say, I've been outside protesting, just outside for the last 12 days, protesting with my signs and everything. And a lot of folks have said all lives matter instead of Black Lives Matter. A lot of folks have drove by and shouted bullshit at me. But my favorite interaction is when this older white gentleman saw me, saw a sign that I had for Black Lives Matter, and he took off his baseball cap, pointed to it all gleefully, and it had Obama 2008 on the front of the cap. And I thought, you know what? Now I just want to walk around white people with a baseball cap with the Friends logo on the front of it. And they're like, see, here, I support you. You see the yes. By the way, Friends was a ripoff of Living Single, just so you know. I've been protesting, but I've noticed other people have been protesting as well. Even during the stay-at-home orders, they were protesting for haircuts. I couldn't even believe that. The thing is, I live on the north side of Chicago, and I'm a Black woman that lives on the north side of Chicago. It's hard enough to get anyone to do my hair. Then white folks couldn't get anyone to do their hair either. I thought it was amazing. But everyone complaining about not having a haircut. Well, get this. Look at my hair.
You look beautiful.
So beautiful.
So kinky, I had to ask you for consent before I combed it this morning. I don't like it at all. Well, all right. It's in all fairness, it hasn't been straightened. I haven't been straightening my hair just so I don't damage it while it's growing. So that's why I had fun. I don't like, given everything with the protests, I do want to say this. I'm going to leave this off. Given everything with the protests, I do want to say that a lot of folks, Democrats, whatever, Republicans, fuck you very much if you're a Republican, but Trump supporters, I think you're a very separate category. I do not have any respect for anyone who has respect for Donald Trump whatsoever. And it's like they want to say, be peaceful with us, shake our hands, we're all the same. Like, I can't shake your hand if it's all the way up here. That's where I draw the line. Because these alt-right or white nationalists, which these are the politically correct terms for Nazis, and as a Black trans woman, I support political correctness, so I don't want to be rude. But one of them had a representative that came out and said, well, if we look at the NAACP, clearly Black people have the right to that. So why don't we have a WAACP? So basically you want a white association for the advancement of colored people. That is exactly why you don't have that. And furthermore, we already have a WAACP. They made the movie Green Book. A lot of thank you for whoever said my hair is beautiful in the chat. But my biggest thing right now is that growing up and being from the south side of Chicago, which they say you got to be tough to be from the south side of Chicago, and I am. So you should definitely see my dildo collection. I am very tough. That's as dirty as my jokes get. Anyway, we need a positive representation, and growing up in a Christian family where, my mother's a pastor and my father's a dick, my positive representation growing up was Jesus. And to us, Jesus was Black. It seems like some people are really dead set on white Jesus. So much so that they would only hang up a portrait of black Jesus with rope. I'm here to tell you, Jesus is black. I can't tell you if Jesus existed. Let's not get carried away. But what I can tell you is that Jesus did exist. Jesus was black. And here's how I know. Number one, he was a carpenter. He made a living doing things for people's houses that they thought they were too good to do for themselves. So we know he was at least Latinx. Number two, the man was naturally muscular, okay? He was swole. That's something a white boy can't do on his own with exercise. And number three, he paid for crimes he didn't commit. Then again, we can't argue that he was white because he got off 3 days later. The last thing I want to tell you all is that before the pandemic, I used to work with children. I was a kindergarten aide, and I took care of 75 kindergartners a day. So I know what hell is like. Thank you for asking. But before that, I have interactions with kids from other grade levels. And during recess one time, I got to talk to a third grader named Simone. And she's black, and I mentioned that for a reason. Because Simone came up to me one day and said, "Miss KJ, I want to be white." Now, this was probably one of the saddest things I ever heard a child say to me. And I never thought I'd be a part of these stories. I heard about these stories, but I never thought I'd be a part of it. And then she hit me with this. Another kid told me that my skin looks like poop. Now, I think about these things like black folks think about. Of all the things, evil things that people think of us and say of us, we could be so much worse. We can't be the rapists, murderers, and thieves that people think we are. We can just we can even be the uppity niggers that they call us. Now, even worse than that, and even worse than all of those things combined, we could be white guys named Keith. We could be so much worse. And I want to tell you all before I go, if anyone is watching via YouTube or whatever, if you are a white guy named Keith, there's absolutely nothing special about you. Nothing at all. Now, you could use my politics against me and say, well, KJ, what if there's a transgender man named Keith? Transgender men are beautiful, fabulous, strong, and handsome. And not one of them would be dumb enough to name himself Keith. With that said, Black trans lives matter. Lives matter for that matter. Happy quarantine. Fuck Donald Trump. My name is KJ Whitehead. Good night.
Woo!
Well done. Bravo.
Work.
Yes. Yes. Nice. Thank you, KJ. Thank you so much. You can see Rada has put all of the links and everything where you can follow KJ and all her stuff. We just want to put out the next organization that we are donating is to the Black Visions Collective, which is a Black, trans, and queer-led organization in affiliation with Black Lives Matter Global Network, and the official chapter is in Minnesota. We put that logo up here so you can see it. So.
Yeah, fancy.
There's the logo. That's the second organization that your donations to will be going to. So.
Oh, and on that note, yeah, let's do a quick donation update because y'all.
See that thermometer?
A rising thermometer.
I want to challenge you to imagine what you think that the total is, so that you can be even more awe-inspired by the generosity of the way that y'all are showing up.
What?
There we are.
What?
Whoa.
That's right.
Whoa.
2,000. We are so 83% of our goal right now. Keep that shit coming. Thank you. Thank you all. It has been, my little pocket has been buzzing, and these donations have literally ranged from $2 to $200. So Every dollar is great. $2 tips are awesome. Send them in. Do not be ashamed of that. That's wonderful. And it's valuable and we appreciate it. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
We made our login.
This is inspiring. I am inspired.
Let's keep going. Make it all.
Well, fuck Trump is already gone.
This production though, it's like you guys are the news. This is so much better than CNN.
What's happening?
We'd love to follow.
Is it me?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I think we fixed it. So, Zonal, will you introduce our next performer?
It is such an honor to be part of this. It's such an honor, and my parents are. I'm at my parents' house right now. I came home around Mother's Day. When was that? Like 2016 or something, and I can hear the show everywhere because they're watching it on YouTube.
Aww.
And my mom's like, everybody is the gay. Everyone is gay, and I'm like, yeah. And she's like, wow. So she's really. I don't know what people think gayness looks like, but y'all, this is very expansive. And anybody that's uncomfortable with other people are just uncomfortable with themselves. So whenever someone is being an asshole, I invite you to, breathe compassion. And if they're being, the outer dialogue, just think about what the inner dialogue is like and just send yourself some love and, tell them to fuck off. And your next performer wore a helmet to their first Pride. And I don't remember when that was, but now this year, he's celebrating his 1-year wedding anniversary to his husband as of Monday. So, and now, oh my God! And I've seen him perform before, and I didn't blink the entire time. I couldn't miss a moment. And now this is classical dance from India, and no more words. Let's get into the movement and the celebration that is Colin Mascarenas.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
Hey.
Colin!
Sonal. Hi, everyone. How's
Hi.
everyone doing?
Great.
All right. So I will be doing a particular piece in Indian classical dance, which is called as Ardhanarishwar, which means half man and half woman. That it's a piece within the Indian mythology, which talks about every human being, every person has an element of the feminine as well as the masculine side in you. And I'm not sure if you guys have seen this before. This is Shiva, which is usually considered as the dancing god, and we kind of have him all the time when we dance. And he represents both him and his consort. There are certain sculptures in India where you would see both him and his consort, which is Parvati, joined together. And the half side, which is the left side, is the feminine side of Parvati, his wife, and the right side is his angry side, which is Shiva. And I will be representing that through dance. Yes, somebody said Namo Narayan Natraj. Yes, that is it. All right. So I will be playing the music now, and I hope you guys can see me.
That's great. You look beautiful.
All righty.
Look great.
Woo! So my half side is dressed as Parvati, and half side.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Awesome.
But I will perform it. Right.
Go Garden! Yes.
Oh no, your video, Colin! Your video!
God, Colin, no.
Okay. We're back. Ooh, the drama.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
That was amazing. Oh my gosh.
All right, sorry, I had some hiccups in the middle, but
what?
we got
No!
that.
Wow!
Totally so great.
Oh my god!
It was all part of the act.
Oh my god! Thank you so much, Colin. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh, I hope you guys enjoyed the.
Oh,
enjoy it.
Understatements.
Yes.
You need to read the chat because everyone was dying.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone.
Oh.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Good.
Amazing.
That was
Thank you,
awesome.
Thank you, everyone.
So much.
Yes. Oh, now catch your breath. I'm like out of breath just for you.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes,
I see
thank
Becky.
you.
Hi, Becky.
Hey! Amazing. I am going to very enthusiastically welcome up our next act here. I'm going to find them.
Wow, that was so emotional. Oh my gosh.
It was very
I was also having flashbacks to like my classical Indian dance training when I was a kid, and I was like, oh my god, it was terrible. But seeing the work, I mean, it's just so many years of training to get to this level, Colin, and I know that, and it's like symphony orchestra level, but a dancer, and you know the gungru and the bells on your feet and the costume and the balance of that feminine grace and the masculine ground, you know, it was really extraordinary. Well, thank you so much.
Yes.
And I think we can all confirm the blue line did not go through.
No,
Lori
Lori Lightfoot must have been working something out for you.
Oh my god! So I have my meetings in my during my day, and every 5 minutes there's a blue line by my house. Every 5 minutes. So if I am running the call, I need to let people know. Okay, there's a blue line by my house. And now people have got used to it, so they know exactly. Okay, after every 5 minutes, there's going to be like some minutes where I'm going to be mute, and then I again start speaking. So.
Well, maybe there's someone from the CTA in the Zoom that was like, no, hold off, just right now. We don't need it right now.
Oh, amazing. Well, it is my great pleasure to welcome the next performer to the Zoom stage. And the next performer is Jace William. And oh my gosh, Jace, will you turn your video back on? Oh, there we go. Sorry, I turned your video off and I'm spotlighting you. A million apologies. Thank you for your patience with my technology. Jace is you're the music curator for E3, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so E3 Radio, you should all get involved and stay involved. E3 Radio. It's a queer radio station that a friend of mine, a fellow member of the Illinois LGBT Chamber of Commerce, it runs, and Jace is a member of the team and the music curator. Very, very, very talented, beautiful voice, amazing musician, mixes, does all the things, and I'm really excited to bring you to the stage. So Jace, I'm gonna let you take it away.
Awesome, thank you so much. So yes, I'm Jace William, and my internet's been a little spotty today, so I recorded for you all this song, and it's titled "Carry On." And the song is really just to inspire people. I know that we're all feeling some type of trauma right now. And so I really wrote this as an inspiration to know that, like, on the other side of this, we'll be better. So this is Carry On. Just give me one moment while I share my screen for you.
You're good.
Sometimes
seen it.
Hey, Jace, did you click share? Oh, if you mute yourself, we lose the audio. There you go.
You feel so sad on this journey to fame. Walk through the mud as the field awaits. Go blindly into the distance. Muster up the faith. Moments carry the message. Instincts lead the way. Carry on, carry on. So much to fight for, whatever. Carry on, carry on. So much to fight for, you're never alone. Be a silent witness to your thoughts. Use history to light your torch. Taking what's all around in nature enough. Wake to your body, feel the rush gone. The journey wouldn't be complete without winter song. Carry on, carry on. So much to fight for, you're never alone. Carry on, carry on. So much to fight for, you're never alone. Don't get up right away and start the day. Do a bunch of must-haves before you even pray. Stillness sets the tone, elevate your life state. Gratitude is abundance in every way. Carry on, carry on. So much carry on, carry on. So much to fight for, you're never so call up the angels all around. Spirit speaks at your feet. Destined for greatness, all defeat. On the other side, so no looking back. One life, no witness, so carry on. Up the Spirit speaks as you move. For greatness. Carry on, carry on, carry on. We were made strong. We were made strong.
Yes!
Thank you.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much, Jace. That was amazing. We are going to demand, I just messaged you. I'm going to need you to like share that recording video with us so that we can share it with the crew in the follow-up email. That was really lovely.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I
Yeah,
appreciate
thank you. Thank you. And the exciting next step here is, wait, let me get us.
Can I also just shout out like how cute our audience is?
Oh my God, the cutest audience, always.
There's so much like snuggle vibes.
I know, click gallery view so you can see all the cute snuggles that are happening.
And the audience, let's all just snuggle ourselves, those of us who are alone.
I'll tell you, Rickle, we were just like, look at Rickle.
So cute. Oh.
You can only snuggle for one.
It's very
Let us
cute.
do it. Snuggle for
Hi.
one.
Yeah, you're wonderful and amazing. And I'm jealous.
2 arms for one body. It's a full snuggle.
It's been a
That's
long
all you
quarantine, guys. So really exciting. What we have for you now is a little bit of a fundraising update. And before I give that to you,
do we break the thermometer or what?
We haven't broken it yet, but if you all get us over it right now, we could do it. But before we actually announce that, I'm going to tease you for a minute by introducing my dear friend, Shoshana Atkins. So, is it Atkins or Atkins? I just realized I don't know how to say your last name.
Aikens. Everybody, if it helps, my friend came up with this incredible thing. She said it's Aikens because that family has way too much tea because we do it all the time.
Amazing. So I'm gonna let Sho talk a little bit about sort of all of the amazing fucking work that she's doing in the beautiful, wonderful city of Philadelphia. But before I do that, I'm going to tell you what a huge, essential part of this show she was, because I was like, we were talking about how we wanted to turn it into a fundraising show, and I knew that this bitch was doing a million things and like knew how to do everything. And so I asked her for help and to teach me the ways, and she did. And that's how we've raised all this money. So huge thank you to Shoshana. And she's also going to speak a little bit about our next organization because she's a member and a huge champion and a leader in that organization. So I'm going to let you just talk for a bit, and I'm going to shut up.
Great. Well, I'm going to do 3 things. I'm going to start off with something from Philly because I love the place that I'm from. I love the place that I live. And then I'm going to go into a background on Bread and Roses. And then I'm going to do a quick overview of what Rada was talking about, what I shared with her, and just so I can share it with you all so you can figure out how you can do it too. So the first thing that I wanted to start out with is one of the trans women that Rada talked about at the beginning is Remy Fells, a trans woman who lived in Philly and who almost all of my friends knew, and somehow I was just still one connection away from not knowing. But because of that, and because of those impacts on how queer community works, it's just always intense. And I was going to share her GoFundMe link, but I went to it today, and this morning they had a goal of $1,000 and they were at $900, and right now they're at $58,000.
Amazing!
Incredible. So I can't find it right now because I didn't realize a second GoFundMe was made. The people who are setting up that GoFundMe is Morris Home, which is the only specifically trans woman health service that's in Philly, and the only one that also offers housing in like the region or something like that. So I'm going to drop that in the chat after this. But I just wanted to say her name, Remy Fells. Beautiful person. Really happy to be here to mention them. So, Now to talk about Bread and Roses. So Bread and Roses is a offshoot of the Black Panthers that started around the 60s or 70s. And the purpose of it was that the Black Panthers really were for advocacy and policy work, but they realized that they couldn't fully change the systems that they were trying to impact unless they had the funding. And they didn't care to get the funding from corrupt people who are willing to open their pockets, even though it is really great to guilt millionaires and billionaires into giving you money, because there's no good rich person of any variety. But their main purpose and their main impact is to teach people how much care and how much love can come from community fundraising. And the thing that I particularly got was the abundance forward thinking. So we definitely are trained by white supremacy culture to believe that the independent person is all that matters. That if you give someone $1, they need to deserve it. And that essentially that the only thing that you can save is yourself. So it's really important to figure out how to cast off those things. Bread and Roses has giving project trainings. That's what I was a part of. They have bases in a bunch of different cities. And I believe the Chicago one is very active. I don't know if they have a giving project training set up. It's 6 months. It's totally worth it. It's absolutely incredible. I would highly, highly recommend supporting your local Bread and Roses chapter. But then that gets to figuring out how to fundraise. So I talked to Rada about this. The biggest thing of what I learned is figuring out how to take those lessons and to translate it into your own personal story and your own way to fit in to the current movement. Something that white people need to be very, very aware of is that even though you're fundraising, you need to not center yourself. That takes a lot of questioning, that takes a lot of discussion. And one of the really great tools that I've taken from Bread and Roses is they had a POC caucus and a white caucus. So that way people could discuss and learn in those groups and could know that they could mess up and learn and be held accountable without being discouraged to stop moving forward. So for the white people out there, get a white caucus. Get a white caucus in your life. Going back to the jokes that were earlier, do not ask your Black friend, oh, should I do this? Should I do this? Run through these questions about what you should do with your white friends. Talk about it. And really make sure to set up those rules. Like, this is what we're gonna do. If I say something wrong, this is what's gonna happen. And really connect your personal story to the best way to reach out to other people. One of the things that I connected as an example is that I was always told to save for retirement. But in a world where there's injustice and where there's climate change, what does retirement mean? You're going to get there, and then what's it going to look like? Glad you saved all that money and didn't give it to people who need it right now. So for me, saving for retirement now means giving a certain proportion of my salary to groups that are fighting for justice, because they are fighting for me, even if they don't necessarily name me. And to make sure that I'm understanding the wealth that I've inherited and the privilege that I've inherited, in order to make sure that other people, that I turn around and pull those people up who didn't have similar things. My grandmother escaped the Holocaust and moved to Colombia. And so from that point 2 generations ago to now, I own a home. I graduated from college and I got the remainder of my funds, which turned out to be $30,000 I didn't know I had. all of that is a factor into the privilege that I was able to build, and I need to use that and talk about that in the right setting in order to help other people. So if anybody has any questions about how to do this with your family, how to do this with your friends, I guess reaching me on Instagram is the best way. So I can also drop my Instagram in the chat. And seriously, DMs are open. So feel free to reach out if you are inspired on figuring out a way to do matching, to do fundraising, to really just even like having these kind of conversations with the people in your life.
Yes, thank you. Y'all, I did drop the Instagram in the chat already. 10 out of 10 would recommend quality content. And with that, I'm actually going to go ahead and reveal the current fundraising status.
That's my drum roll noise.
Really good drum roll noise. Y'all, we are so close.
Oh my God.
It's just
we're like $30 away.
Oh my God!
Now's a chance to push us over the edge, and also like, we don't have to stop at the goal, right?
It's not like, oh, we got there. We can go to 105 to 100,000.
Yeah, the people fighting for justice are fighting for us by fighting for justice. This is very exciting. I'm very, very excited. And I, once again, just really, really want to thank all of you.
Thank you so much.
Like, this is awesome. I am inspired. I am awestruck. And I also am really excited to bring up the next performer, but I'm actually going to let Sonal do it.
Yes, and can we just like big claps and whoops and shout out to Radha and Jan, who have like full ass jobs. Radha is like a full-time job. The production on this.
Yay, Jan! Yay, Radha!
And it was Jan's birthday this week. These are like very powerful Geminis. So, you know, Geminis are persecuted.
I just Geminis live on Monday.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, we've got a birthday girl right here.
We got a birthday girl. We got an anniversary, wedding anniversary boy. There's a lot to celebrate. Joy is the resistance. I could hear my mom during Shoshana going, And my dad launched into a whole like Hinduism TED talk to my sister because of Colin. So this is just if you've got stuff to celebrate, name them here. I'm so excited about your next performer. They're so beyond just all of the things. And also, like, when you see this performer, all you see is the joy. I think that happens a lot with performers, and you don't know anything about like what we have to overcome or how disappointed our families are and what we could be doing. And I mean, he's got an amazing podcast called The Ajuma Show. Ajuma means auntie. And I really recommend it's like you're hanging out with Peter Kim, who is your next performer. Please make some noise. Go crazy. I'm so excited to bring Peter to the virtual stage. Take us there, Peter.
Hello. Hi. Give it up for Sonal, everyone. Oh my God. The host, Radha, everyone. You guys are killing it. Thank you so much.
That amethyst.
Welcome to my amethyst room. It's very cleansing. Also happy birthday, Geminis. Gemini season. Yes. I am not a Gemini, but I'm a Gemini rising.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Which I think that's what explains my snarky personality. That's what a psychic at a birthday party told me once. So I'm willing to believe her. You know, she's out here hustling birthday parties, so she's the real deal. So this is a true thing. This happened today. My 62-year-old mom, she just joined Snapchat today, and she keeps she keeps like messaging me saying that I need to download this fun new app. And I'm like, Mom, like for the 1,000th time, I don't want to see your nudes. You know, like, she's like, it disappears in 10 seconds. No, she did screenshot. She sent me a screenshot today of her Googling Snapchat. And she sent that to me. And now I'm like, oh my God, I got to stop using Google now because my mom's on it. Great. She found Google. You guys, 10 years ago, I mean, this is really fun to do this like virtual show. We're all kind of in this together. But 10 years ago, can I tell you, I left a career in tech to pursue comedy. And I'm proud to say that I made a mistake. I made a huge mistake. I miss money. I used to be very, very rich. Okay, I used to be so rich, I barely paid taxes. That's how rich I was. All right, I was so rich, the economy trickled down from me. I was the pool. It's just like absolutely sucks being poor and gay. You know, like I can't afford Molly or brunch. I have no gay friends. No one wants to hang with me. All my gay friends have elevated, I suppose. I'm so poor, like, I'm so poor and like without being a comedian, like I don't have like a future that's really clear for me. I feel like I should just like immigrate to Korea. You know what I mean? Like I'm at a point where like I need to go to somewhere better, you know? Like it's crazy. Like my grandfather, when he was in Korea, my grandfather, my mom's dad, was a literal Confucian philosopher. That was his job title. And me, meanwhile, yesterday, I found out that playing Mario Kart on mushrooms will make me puke. So, clearly, the immigration has gone wrong. Like, this is not the dream. This is not what the family left for, you know? But, you know, it really feels great to be with all of you guys here today, helping raise money for other people. This feels great. You guys, I'm just trying to say I miss money. Listen, I used to get like these massages, these like really classy massages where like they don't even offer a happy ending at the end. That's how rich I was. Like now, now like you know how cheap my massages are here in LA? Like it's so cheap that I'm worried that this Thai man is a slave. You know what I mean? Like I cannot be relaxing thinking that this Thai man is a slave. Like I cannot let you massage me just wondering how I'm gonna free you. You know what I mean? Like I'm all of a sudden like the Harriet Tubman of Thai sex slaves. Like it's just like not the best way to relax is what I'm saying. I used to have a 401k. Okay, I used to have a 401k. Now, I'm lucky if I have $401 in my bank account. That's where I am. And I just want to say that Radha and all the producers, like you guys have been so great. And you also mentioned that like, instead of getting paid, if you want to donate it back to one of the causes, we won't judge you. That's so unfair because now I can't ask for that money. You know what I mean? Like, you should have said nothing. I would have just shut my mouth. And now because you said I will judge you, like, I guess split it up evenly. You know, I'm just wondering, like, how many years do I have to do comedy to, like, finally gentrify a neighborhood? You know what I mean? Like, I just want to, like, be able to join a core power yoga again. Oh, God. Well, there's no transition, but this has just been a weird time because I'm quarantined with my boyfriend, and which has been honestly a blessing. Our relationship has never been better. But I just like, I need just a little bit of time to myself, and there's nowhere to go. There's no Airbnbs. I can't like get on a plane by myself. Like, I just need someone out there to kidnap me. Just for a little bit, you know what I mean? Just like pull up in my front yard. I'll be gardening in my little shorts. just do a little like rag and just take me for like 8 days, 7 nights of just like a new, I just need to see something new. It doesn't matter if it's the back of a van for like 8 days. I just need something new. Just anything new. It's honestly nice. I don't know if anyone's out there with like coupled up, but people are starting to pod up or bubble up. And so that, you know, like we can't exist in islands even just like with your couple. So we need like other couples to hang out with. So we got asked to pod up by 2 different couples. One of them is a gay couple and another one of them are a lesbian couple. And I don't know who to pick because like the gay couple, I don't know, we could like watch the same things, get drunk and, you know, maybe all fool around and that could be fun during quarantine, you know, like that sounds cool. But the lesbian couple, they'll build us our own house in 2 days, you know? So like, you're gonna be a homeowner. All right, that's all for me. Thank you so much. Welcome back, your host. Appreciate you. So much fun.
Incredible. Amazing.
Okay, Peter, I totally won't send you your money. It'll go to the Ghana.
Were you blinking? Because that made it really awkward. Now I really can't do it. Forget it.
Oh my God, stop. Okay. You guys, we have one last final, right? We have another. Oh, no.
No, yeah,
Jen,
we have.
Take it away.
One thing I can say, if you are quarantined, I highly recommend a mannequin.
Yes.
This is the Janikin. She's been here for a long time. She really, you can talk to her, and it's just, you don't have to worry about, she's just a place, an outlet. So if you have the opportunity to get a mannequin.
10 out of 10 would recommend.
10 out of 10 would recommend. So our last organization that we are donating to is called the Brave Space Alliance. We will put that up afterwards. Yes,
I don't know how to do it.
We're going to put that up afterwards. But they are the first Black-led, trans-led LGBTQ center located on the south side of Chicago, dedicated to creating and providing affirming, culturally competent, for us, by us resources, programming, and services for LGBTQ individuals on the south and west sides of the city. So, Brave Space Alliance, this is their website. Please send all the donations that go to our fund tonight will be going to them. And I believe, are you doing the update now or later?
We're going to do it at the very end.
The very end. So hold your horses. Don't hold your breath because we want you all to breathe. But hold your horses. And then now we are going to go back to Zoom and introduce our next performer, our last performer who is closing out the night, a favorite of Queerantined who has been on every single Queerantined. They have the looks, they have the beard, they have the voice, is an artist, and if you are, once quarantine ever lifts, you can find Marvette at the Call up here in Andersonville. And I think we're just gonna let Marvette take it away and finish out the show for us. So.
Yeah, turn on your video so I can spotlight you, boo.
Hi.
You gotta turn your video on, bud.
Okay, here I am. I figured it out.
There you are.
Yeah, hi. How's it going? I'm at a how's it going?
Going amazing.
How are you?
Good. I'm actually at a friend's house.
Whoa.
So I'm joining in. I don't have my normal setup.
Well, you look good.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you guys hear me good?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Cool. So give me 2 seconds. Some great performances. I wasn't on screen, but I was watching a lot of the performances without the screen, and it was great performances tonight, guys. And
I'm curious. Screen.
Here we go.
I'm so sorry. Do you need to be sharing your screen, Marvin?
So I think what you want to do, Marv, is or Marvette, is you want to unshare your screen, and instead of sharing your screen, if you just share, I'll walk you through it. So hit unshare.
Meanwhile, I'll talk about how good your makeup looks.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so when you go to share, before you click this, like when the window pops up, go to where it says advanced at the top. So you click the green share button and at the top, yeah, and then just do the sound or audio. Do you see it?
I think so.
Yes, you're doing it. That's perfect.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Did I do it?
I think you had it right for a second there.
So,
well,
advanced.
yeah, and then just do share computer sound or audio, which is what you did. Yeah. And that's it.
Okay. And
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
You're perfect.
Okay, I can't hear it. I can't hear it from there. But they can.
Can they hear you?
We can hear you.
We can hear both you and the music. Yeah.
They can hear me and the music, but then I can't hear it.
Oh yeah, you have to hear the music. I believe in you. If you just play, can you play it out of the speakers, out of your computer? Oh, but then the mic will pick it up. Oh.
Everything looks incredible from here anyway, so.
Yeah, go gallery view and just get the snuggle vibes.
Yeah.
Get the snuggle vibes.
Megan Lewis with the snuggle vibes.
Yes, Megan Lewis. Yes.
Get back there. Whoever was snuggling, you better snuggle. I shame no snuggler.
I gotta know that they spilled red wine and tried to clean it up with vodka. So that's
so cute.
Yes. You never know. You never
Can
know.
you do the up arrow for the microphone and do same as system? Shoshana is asking.
Yeah, the problem is that Marvette is trying to sing into a separate mic. Is that mic?
Yes.
Yeah. Is the mic synced into that computer or is it?
It is, yeah.
Oh, then yeah, try the same as system. Next to the unmute or next to the mute button, there's an up caret, and you put same as system for the microphone.
Oh yeah, same as system. Oh yeah, there it is, same as system.
Behind the scenes, Zoom tech. People pay a lot of money for this workshop. Rather teaches seminars, okay?
This is a full-on Radiovic seminar about Zoom professionalism.
But then, I can still hear, yeah.
And check.
All right, let's see if we can hear when the music's playing.
Let's see.
I believe in you. Y'all just get excited because we're about to announce, right?
Yes.
Marvette, we're gonna announce the total.
Yeah.
You're gonna like it.
It's great.
Can you guys hear the music now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So there we go.
There we go.
All right, so here it goes, you guys.
Hit us.
Yes, I picked a song for this show that's a little bit more meaningful, and it's from Drain Girls. You will recognize it as soon as I start.
Yes.
Listen to the song here in my heart, a melody I start but can't complete.
Yes.
Listen to the sound from deep within is only beginning to find relief. Oh, the time has come for my dreams to be heard. They will not be side and turn to your own, all 'cause you won't listen. So much. Thank you.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Yes.
Y'all, I just like always. Oh, wait. Sorry. I got to do this.
Like, we don't even remember that there was the whole tech. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Thank you.
No, everything was completely flawless. And I said this in the chat, and I say it like, I'll say it every day. I want to end every night with Marvette singing to me.
Deep ballads.
You know what? If you go to my Instagram, then you can watch a video before you lay you down.
Oh, I got it. I'll drop that handle. I'll drop it.
At the Marv Show.
Yes.
Thank
I
you.
posted it in the chat. I absolutely highly recommend checking it out.
Also, incredible live makeup tutorials or doing your makeup. Like, it's
hanging out
and hang out, just watching it. Yeah. Thank you for closing us out. Now, Rhonda,
the last moment that we have here. I'm going to share where we're at, where you all have taken us. And I just did a quick little graphic here. Hey!
Yes. Our cup.
We did it. Our cup runneth over.
Our thermometer.
Our rainbow cup runneth over.
over.
You did it. You really did it. And you know what that means is Oops, I meant that. Oh, dang it. I tried to make that so quick. It's supposed to say 6,000 because that's what that means we raised.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Y'all, we raised
Whoa,
over
that's
$6,000.
amazing.
It's like we completely.
I'm so happy we didn't cancel the show.
Okay.
Crazy.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing that we're gonna say is that we're not done, right? And like it's not just about raising money, and it's not just about like cheering for all of these amazing words and all of these amazing thoughts. Like every single day, I need every single one of you to do something, right? Do something that is within your sphere of influence, right? Whether it's in your house, in your neighborhood, at the school that your kids go to, at your office, in who you're giving your money to, in where you're spending your money, what you're buying, what you are putting on Instagram. Literally, there are a million things you can do. And it's not just voting, and it's not just protesting, and it's not just giving money. You have a voice and you have an influence over a lot of people and a lot of organizations and just a lot. And they don't have to be big, scary things. They can be little easy things that nobody sees you do, but they make a difference.
And use that fancy Brene Brown language, you know? We don't have to call people out. We can call them in.
Absolutely.
White people, you need to make it super hard for anyone to be even the most tiny bit racist. South Asian people, you need to call your families and be patient with them and be like, why is white supremacy a global phenomenon? Why is anti-blackness a global thing? Why? Everything dope comes from black people, okay? So we got to make it super hard for racism to continue.
And we're in the
Same with Latinx.
Yeah.
Latinx people, talk to your families also. Why the anti-blackness? Why the white passing being trying to be white when white America rejects? And solidarize with the black people too.
Yeah.
And we're in the age of the internet. Like this, we understand that, you know, COVID is still real. COVID still exists. There's lots of stuff that you can do. If you don't feel comfortable going in the street, there's so much that you can do. Just keep active, keep doing it, keep getting out there, and keep everyone, keep each other accountable. Like it's all on us, and particularly us as white allies. It's on us to take it up and to take up that mantle and to take the burden away and like to keep moving forward. And do what we can, whatever venue that feels most comfortable, but just keep doing something small every day because it just mounts up and joy is the resistance.
Absolutely. And it's Pride Month. And you know what we do in Pride Month? We fucking protest.
Yeah.
So let's show up. And genuinely, if you need help figuring out what your action is, I volunteer as tribute. Come hit me up, send me an email. I will have a conversation, and I will not. I will be gentle. I will be kind. I will listen. It will be lovely, and we'll come out of it with some really good action. So hit me up. Thank you all. Thank you. I want everybody come off mute and give a round of applause for all of the organizations. Everything was amazing. If there's anything that you want to share, post it in the chat. We will be distributing stuff on Monday. We'll send a follow-up email. Check it out. Check out all of these awesome artists and these organizations. And yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for being here, and thank you for your time, your money, whatever you gave just to be here and support this. So thank you.
Black Lives Matter, y'all.
Black Lives Matter.
Thank you.
Be safe out there. Have a good night. And thank you.